Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. We're back again. And how are we all doing? Manchester City host Tottenham. We've already had one big result today. We've already had Leicester beat Liverpool. And I think Roy Hodgson, gonna lose my job. You're gonna lose your job, Roy. You're gonna lose your job. I think you are gonna lose your job, Roy. It's unlucky, but some might say, unlucky. He's done a good job, Roy, but it's probably time to retire. Countdown, an afternoon tea. 3-0 loss to Burnley. I just don't know how long he can survive in his job. Although they're very safe, Crystal Palace. You say he's going to get the sack. They are actually in 13th place. And they are a long way off getting relegated, 14 points. So in some ways, you might say that Roy is a bit unlucky if he gets the sack. But I think he is looking at the sack. But Mark is on time for once. Yes, I am on time. We're going to go through the team news as well. But look, it's been an interesting day already. Leicester totally deserved to beat Liverpool, as I think we spoke about. I think it's been a bit of a meltdown from Liverpool fans, but the reality is, Spurs today, a trip to Man City. This could galvanise Spurs' season, by the way. Spurs currently have got 36 points. The funny thing is, they're only 4 points behind Liverpool, and they've got 2 games in hand, including this one tonight, which obviously is in the same game week. But if Spurs could manage to win here and then win their game in hand, that would put them above Liverpool as well, who've beaten them twice this season. So it's all there. It's all there to play for. I personally don't think that... Look, I'm not going to disrespect Man City. I don't think Man City are amazing. I think they're the best of a very inconsistent bunch at the moment. But I would like to see, I think we would all like to, well, apart from Man City fans, of which there are statistically not many, I think most of us would like to see Man City not win today. Ederson in goal. Cancelo, Stones, Laporte, Zinchenko. There's an established back five. It's a very good back five. They've not conceded many goals. Silva, Rodri and Gundogan as the midfield three. Sterling, Jesus and Foden as their front three. Their bench consists of Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz on the bench, which is quite interesting. I'm not sure what that's all about. Is it rotation? Aguero, Torres, Mendy, Mahrez, Garcia, Doyle. In goal for Spurs is obviously Lloris, Tanganga at right back. I actually quite liked Tanganga. I think they've probably got injuries, but I do quite like him. Sanchez and Eric Dyer. I mean, Eric Dyer at centre back. I just don't understand that. Davies at left back. Ndombele and Højbjerg, Lamela, Lucas Moura, Son and Kane. It's a more attacking Spurs lineup, and I don't know whether this is a conscious thing from Jose Mourinho, but I do applaud it, the fact that it is a more attacking side. It's got Lamela, Moura, Son and Kane in the side, and I think that is, a good thing. Bale is on the bench for Spurs. Doherty, Alderweireld, Winks, Bale, Hart, Sissoko, Ali, Bergwijn and Vinicius. I think the bench of Spurs is better than the bench of City. I really do. But look, it surprises me. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but for me, I think Eric Dyer as centre-back is somewhat surprising in many ways. So I don't rate Eric Dyer at centre back. I think he is Dyer. I don't think he's very good. So I don't really understand what that's all about. But look, who am I to question it? Although I don't really know what Spurs fans think of Eric Dyer as a centre back. I don't rate him. I really don't rate him. I just don't think he's that good. I just don't. I do not rate him, and I can't say any better than that. Please unblock me from United Stand, says Kabuta. It's very hard to do. I don't really, and I'm not on the United Stand at the moment, so I just can't. I can't do that, to be honest with you, because I'm not logged into it. But you probably got blocked for a reason as well. So my sympathy is running shallow. It's in the shallows. Score predictions for the game. What is everybody's thoughts? I do think that this game has probably got a Man City win written all over it. I do think that, and I think that they will win. I'm going to say 3-1. That just jumps out at me. Mark, if you had to put money on the match, who do you have? Says Carson Badley. Well, as I just said there, 3-1 Man City. I think that they're so strong at the moment, Man City. I mean, I'm not going to not heap praise onto them. They do deserve the praise that they've had in recent weeks, and it's good. They are playing well. I say it through gritted teeth. They're doing very well, and Spurs are not doing very well, and I hope that feeds into. I think Mourinho at the moment, I don't think he's in any danger of losing his job, but I do think that there is question marks around Mourinho at Spurs at the moment, and I do think that this is the sort of result that he's. I mean, look. For Mourinho, there's a lot on this game. It's Pep Guardiola. It's top of the league. They need a win. They're also playing them in the Carabao Cup semi-final in April. This is an opportunity for Mourinho. He's beat and Spurs did beat Man City, didn't they, before Christmas? So it's the sort of result if Mourinho can pull it off. It keeps him in mind with the Spurs fans as I can do a job here. So I'd love it to happen, but I just think Man City are playing too good at the moment. But I don't think City are unbeatable. I think as we saw last week, many of us thought Liverpool might get a result. But you look at Liverpool at the moment and they're nowhere near a good Liverpool side. So, I think Liverpool have the capability to be good, but they're not playing good at the moment. So, can City go into this run of 3 games in just over a week? They've got obviously Spurs tonight, Everton Wednesday night, which we'll do a watch along for on here, and then they've got Arsenal a week tomorrow. If they come out of those 3 games with 9 points, I mean, give them the trophy. I think they're going to win it anyway. But I think if they take 9 points from the next 3, then I mean, who's going to stop them? So I fancy them to win tonight. But I'd love Spurs to do it. I really would love Spurs to do it. I mean, I don't think it's going to be quite 9-5 to Spurs, Angshat, but Spurs have gone quite attacking. I don't know what people think about that. They have gone quite attacking. It definitely is a back 4. You've got Ndembele and a pivot too, with Højbjerg. So, Ndembele's a little bit more forward thinking. You've got Lamela, Son and Moura with Kane. So it is an attack. Sometimes he plays 5 at the back and 2 holding midfielders. He's playing 4 at the back and a more attacking holding midfielder. De Gea is better than Alisson, says Jack Bridger. I'm better than Alisson. To be honest with you, I think that's fair to say. Will says, do you think that Liverpool will get top 4? I do still think that Liverpool will get top 4. I think that they've got the capability to go and win a lot of games, and I think they're going to have to do that. And I think I'm pretty sure in thinking they've got Sheffield United and Fulham after the Everton game. So I do think that they'll go on a good run, yeah. But it's interesting. I was listening to, I can't remember which channel it was because I was watching quite a lot of them. I was listening to a Liverpool fan after the game, after I'd done my match reaction. Thanks everyone for watching that. And they were saying that the Champions League is a bit of a distraction to Liverpool because they don't believe that they can win it. And the most important thing for Liverpool is to be in the Champions League next year. So that when they get Van Dijk back and they can hopefully get a couple of players in the summer, they can get back to being a good team again, which I think they can. But it would be very bad for them if they're not in the Champions League next year. So it's interesting. I think that game against Leipzig's interesting because I personally look at it the other way. I think for Liverpool that the Champions League is their last chance of winning a trophy. So, but on to this game. I mean, look, I said it the other night. Manchester City technically could win a quadruple. They're in the final against Spurs in April of the Carabao Cup. They're still in the FA Cup. They're in the Champions League and they are very strong favourites to win the Premier League. So, as a Manchester United fan, I would hate it if Manchester City won the treble. For no more reason than the fact that this wouldn't feel like... I don't think... You don't want records to be broken this season. You don't. You don't want points totals. You don't want invincibility. You don't want trebles. You don't want anything to be broken this year because it's not a proper year. You've got to run the Premier League, and I do agree with that. But it's not a proper year, is it? It really isn't a proper year because imagine Man City won the treble. Imagine if, I don't know, Man City won were invincible. It's not right because fans in the ground do make a big difference. And I feel that any records that got broken or equalled this year would not be the same. So I hope they don't. I don't want anybody to win the treble anyway. Thoughts on a Maguire and Dyer partnership, says Kenneth Hoagland. I'll tell you what, I think that would be... That would be a sight to behold, wouldn't it? Maguire and Dyer as a centre-back pairing. I mean, Gareth Southgate could do it, I suppose. But no, yeah. Mark, good news. I've converted my 42 students to be United fans. Even gave away United pencils plus erasers as gifts for getting points in my class, says Daniel Luciano. Keep doing the good work, Daniel. Keep doing the good work and get them to watch United stand as well. You can't just say Klopp out. He has like no team. Everyone is injured and such. I don't know. I don't know anybody that would really be saying that. I don't know anyone really would be saying Klopp out. Really, would they? Do you give just on this game? WrestleMania is not till April. River plays. Why are people talking about WrestleMania? And on this game, does anybody give Spurs much of a chance coming into this? I'm just interested whether people think that they have. I quite like the way Mourinho's approached this. There's goals in that Spurs side. I think Son and Kane this season are the best partnership in the Premier League. Their stats are ridiculous in relation to goals and assists for either player. And I like the way that he's set up the team. And it's interesting that he set up the team like that because we know Manchester City are a good defensive side. But he's basically playing more on the front foot. I don't know what to say really. They definitely played more on the front foot against Everton in what was a classic game. Has Mourinho decided to go more on the front foot? And, has somebody had a word with Mourinho and said, look, if you keep playing the way you're playing, you're going to play yourself out of a job? Has he realised that playing defensive with this Spurs side isn't actually a viable thing and that defence is his best form of attack is his best form of defence? It's very interesting. It is very interesting. Are you going to do an Arsenal versus Leeds watch along tomorrow? Says Arsenal 1. I don't know yet. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And Mark, Diaz has a fever, so on the bench because he's only trained once. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. They've got no chance. That's what they've got, says Jamie Glenn. They've got no chance. And did you notice Charlie McNeil retweeted your post about him? Love that he kissed the badge after scoring against his ex-club, says Joshua Bowwater. Charlie McNeil is a fantastic player, and not just because he retweeted my tweet. He's a fantastic player in the Man United youth setup. He scored 4 goals today for the under-18s in their win over Manchester City. Which puts us, I think, 9 points ahead of Man City, who have got 2 games in hand. So a very big win for them. And if they can win that league, very, 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 very well done to them. London is white, says Manav. Who's better, Mount or Rice, says Bavika. Mount or Rice? Well, they're different players, mate. They're different players. Get with the times. They're different players. And Mark, are you on Sky Sports? Says Oliver Sinclair. I am at the moment. Yes. I'm not physically on it. I have got it on to watch the match. Love the channel, Mark. From a Liverpool fan, I mostly agree with what you have to say as well. Well, remember, everybody's welcome on this channel. So thank you to CXN3 Uton UYT and subscribe bottom right hand corner. Onax says, Mark, are you getting a good pegging tomorrow? Oh, Jesus. I've just realised what... I know it... Well, I'd like to say I don't know what that means, but... Vile. It's vile. It's only 5:15 in the UK. Don't look it up if you don't know what it is. And no, I'm not. I've just had... I'll tell you what I have just had, though. Nothing like that. I've just had a lovely... If you check my Instagram post, I've just had a lovely... Is it on my Instagram? A lovely afternoon tea box, which... had scones and clotted cream in it, and it was very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. So, yeah, over the moon with that. Very, very nice. Really did enjoy it. I'm just checking here. You can follow me on Instagram at Goldbridge Mark, by the way. It's not a bad picture as well. I don't know whether that will show. It's not very good, is it, because of the light? You can't see it. You'd have to check it out on at Goldbridge Mark. Charlie Savage plays for United. He's liked it. So, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Yes. Just admiring my Instagram. Aswin's just Googled that horrible word. Don't Google it. Some people probably quite like it. It's probably got its own category on a certain website, but we'll move on from that. We'll move on from that. Do you think Diallo will be on the bench tomorrow? Says Mr. I'll talk about that on the United Stand at 8 o'clock tonight. Lindelof is faster than Kabach, says Kostov. Charlie Savage is Robbie Savage's son. Yep, got a great assist today as well on the corner. You know what? I nearly read that one out as well. It was DT gets something by Ty every night, and it's that rude word. I can't. Once you read a line like that, it stays with you for a good few seconds, whether you want to imagine it or not. It's like saying to somebody, "Go and stand in the corner and don't think about Roy Hodgson in a swimsuit." You're gonna think about Roy. I can do it to you now. Think about Boris Johnson in a pair of Speedos. You're going to do it, whether you want to or not. You've got to be very strong-minded not to do it. Leicester for the Europa League, says Matthew Larney. I tell you what, Leicester today, I've got to give Leicester their fair credit because they've had a lot of injury problems, Leicester, as well. Fofana's out for a few weeks now. Justin, who's had a very good season for them, he's out for 9 months with a cruciate ligament injury. Hopefully he can come back because I think he's had a good season. Ricardo Pereira's been out for a long time. He's only just come back. Sionku. So Leicester are doing very well in relation to the way they've recovered. We're about 13 minutes out from kickoff. The good news is, if you're joining us a little bit late, is that Spurs have gone with quite an attacking side. A back four of Tanganga, Sanchez, Dyer and Davies, and Dembele and Højbjerg as the holders, Lamela, Lucas Moura, Son and Kane. And obviously Lloris in goal. And when I look at that Spurs side, you know what comes to mind? Pace. Pace comes to mind. Tanganga, Sanchez. Davies is quite quick, not Eric Dyer. And Dembele, pace in the midfield. Lamela, Lucas Moura, Son, Kane. I see creativity and I see speed. And I think I sometimes look at the Spurs side and I don't see speed. And I think that can only be a good thing. I see an attacking element as well. Manchester City, no Ruben Diaz. He's been a bit ill. Ederson in goal, Cancelo, Stones, Laporte, Zinchenko, Silva, Rodri, Gundogan, and Sterling, Jesus, and Foden as the midfield as their 11. Look, Man City, you can always look at their team and think, "Ooh, that's beatable." But the problem with Manchester City, as we know, very well organised at the back, and the system works. You can drop players into that system, and they know it like the back of their hand. You're playing a system, not just an 11, and it's a very, very, very effective system at the moment. William says, "Thanks, Mark. Now I can't think of anything else." And I'll tell you what, I'll change it for you. Think of Margot Robbie in a sauna. There you go. That's better than Roy Hodgson or whatever else I said. Did you see Roy Keane's new Instagram? Much love from a Celtic fan, says Danny Extra. I mean, look, who would have thought Roy Keane would back down and get onto social media? But the iceberg has melted. He's joined the modern world, and I'm very interested to see what he's got to say. It starts in 10 minutes. Well, 12 minutes. It starts in 12 minutes. My score prediction is 3-1 to Manchester City. But I tell you what, this channel is for everybody. Everybody's welcome on here. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. But what I will say without any guilt on this game is that I will appreciate and, fairly praise anything Man City do well. But if Spurs score, I'm celebrating. Yeah. I'm celebrating if Spurs score, because as a Manchester United fan, we're in second place and I don't expect Spurs to win. So I want Spurs to win. I think they'll lose 3-1. Mourinho has transformed Kane and Son into one of the best CDM and left backs in their position, says Suhadia. I thought you were going to say something nice then. And Mark, would you rather get to your destination on a crappy flight or go on a first class flight but not get there? That's Ollie. Just exciting. Playing no results unlike Jose, boring football but results, as Safe Hussein. What? I don't know what you're talking about. I can't even get my head around that. Mark, if Spurs win, you think 21 is possible, says Tekers18. And no, I don't. I think Man City need to lose a couple for United to get back into the equation. And I do think that Man United will drop more points. So I still think Man City will win the league, but I would like it to be more of an interesting title race. So I'd love Manchester City to drop some points. Charlie Bowyer says, "Hi Mark, thanks for answering my question about 80 million. It was class. Also, I think Southampton career mode would be good. I'm doing one at the moment. Also, my surname is sound, said like Bowyers." Okay. I can't believe I called you Bowyer. I know how to pronounce Bowyer. Hi Mark, love your content. Would like to send you some cattle, says MK. Okay. And happy Valentine's Day, Mark. That's tomorrow, Arjun, but thank you. And it could be today where you are. Leicester is in second now. Yeah, but not they won't only for 24 hours. They won't be tomorrow. And my score prediction was 3-1 to Man City, Cave. I am now thinking of Margot Robbie in a jacuzzi with Boris staring at her in Speedos. Thanks, Mark, says Mr. Gear. Yeah, at least Margot Robbie's in it now. Kane and Son need to destroy City's backline, says Deirdre. And Mark, the overlay of Leicester is still there. You're right. You're right. You're not wrong. Let's turn it off. It's gone. Leicester are second at the moment, Speedway. They are second at the moment. And Mark, I played FIFA today and I was Man United and I beat Liverpool, says Izzy Kid. Anyone can beat Liverpool at the moment. And is Margot Robbie your celebrity crush? No, I think it's just an obvious one that everybody knows, so I use it quite a lot. Yeah, I do. I need that. 24/7. 24/7. Mark, whose fault was the second goal? For Liverpool, Alisson. I presume you're talking about that. I mean, look, very, very quickly, I'm sure you've all seen the goals in the Liverpool-Leicester game. I mean, I know Kabak is there, but as somebody who's played football and as somebody who's played centre-back, Alisson's venturing into my area. Don't think it like that. I'm a centre-back and I'm happy to deal with that ball over the top. When Alisson runs out the goal, he doesn't run out silently. He's not James Bond looking to assassinate me. He is my goalkeeper coming into my area where he shouldn't be. So if the goalkeeper comes out and it's outside his box, he's got to clear everything out. He's got to take that ball because all you're doing is you're causing confusion, mate. So if you're coming into my area, out of your own area, you better take control because you're running onto the ball as well. So for me, Kabak getting fair there, blame there is a bit unfair because it's Alisson. Alisson comes out like he's kung fu fighting. You know, they should have the theme tune. Everybody was kung fu fighting, but they're as fast as lightning. Prattman. Prattman. So yeah, I blame Alisson for that. Mark, what level do you think Grealish is at? Some say he's world class, some say he's overrated. As a Villa fan, only place I can see him is going is United, says Cam Clark. I think that I wouldn't put Jack Grealish as world class. No. But I would say that Jack Grealish needs to go to a top 4 club and then we'll find out how good he is. You can only do so much for Villa, and that's no disrespect for Villa, but you know, he can't play in the Champions League with Villa, I don't think. And teams will always fancy their chances against Villa. When Grealish plays for somebody like a Man City or maybe a Man United, he'll have to play in a different way. There'll be less space. Teams will be more defensive. He'll have more pressure on him. So to be world class, I think he's got to do it at a higher level, and he might do it with Villa. You know, Villa might become a top 4 side. I doubt it, but they might. But yeah, he's got to do it at a higher level to be classed as world class. But he's very good. Very, very good. Wrexham watch along. If you know, you know, says Ryan Price. Can you say Timo is a Liverpool fan? Says Newton. Mark, can you please come in my area? Says Bain. And as me and my dad have been doing it last few weeks, says Ryan Price. Don't know what that's in response to. Ishak says, if Ollie doesn't win a trophy, do you keep him? 2.5 years without a trophy. By the way, my first name is pronounced Ishak, but you got my last name right. Ishak Baig. I don't think Solskjaer needs to win a trophy. No. If we get top 4, he doesn't need to win a trophy. So, Mark, let's go for a draw today. Cheers, pal. So Saham, I'd love a Spurs win. I think Man City need to drop points. I don't think they will, but I think they need to drop points, yeah. Mark, Chelsea can come into 4th over Liverpool if they beat Newcastle, says Ian. West Ham can go above Liverpool if they win on Monday nights. Alisson has saved Liverpool more times than he's made mistakes. The goal was his fault, but we should take it easy on him. What do you think, says Nerd Gaming. I agree. I mean, look, people want David De Gea to get dropped for Dean Henderson at Manchester United. David De Gea hasn't done anywhere near what Alisson's done in the last 2 weeks. And yes, you should stick by Alisson. But if he was a Man United goalkeeper, I mean, to be fair to Alisson, he did make a good double save, didn't he, at 2-1. He saved one from Barnes and then one from Vardy. But no, I mean, look, I wouldn't be looking to drop Alisson if I was Klopp, and I don't think he's that sort of a manager. Mark, your thoughts on Rafinha? Also, let's go Spurs, says Angie S. I think Rafinha's a good player. I think, again, he's another player that could probably do it at a top 4 club. Easily. I forgot what I was going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm a bit cold. I'm just going to put the heating on. So the players are getting ready to come out here. I don't know why they're taking so long to come out. 4 minutes, I suppose. Actually, it's not even that cold. Why is it? Yeah, let's knock it up one. Let's knock it up there. Let's do that. We're all spending a lot on our heating at the moment in the UK. It's cold. It's cold, cold, cold. Right. I just need to share the video. If you could share the video, that would be great, because I'm going to do it. Please share it. You can do that on your Twitter and your Facebook by clicking the share button. What are we doing? Join in the match chat. I'm live. Hashtag MCI Tot is the hashtag. Talk while you type. That's what I was always told. Unless you're in a library. Just block the loo up, Mark. Any tips? Owen Pitts. To be honest with you, we've all been there. I don't know whether females have been there. I mean, I don't really want to get involved in toilet etiquette, but it's quite possible for a man to block up a toilet if you deliver the goods in poundage, and it can be quite frustrating because it takes a little bit of time for the pan to fill up again, to flush, and nobody wants to. You know what? I think one of the worst inventions ever is the toilet. You know, the thing that goes in the toilet that you clean the toilet with. Don't ever use one of them. You use one of them, they've got these little spiky things, and you know what gets stuck in between it. I've never understood them. They're a waste of time. They just make things worse. It's getting worse. You're not helping me. You're just getting me more stressed. So patience is a key to a blocked up toilet, Owen. I'd rather win. Oh, cool. De Gea, kept as relevant for years, deserves respect, says Soham. And hey, Mark, big fan from West Hollywood. Should Ollie take Europa seriously, says Midnight Man. And rather win Europa or get top 4 and no trophies, says Isak. I'd probably rather win the Europa League than get top 4, to be honest with you. But I don't. I think this season I'd rather get top 4, because the position we're in is that I want us to. I think if we lost top 4 and had to rely, Europa League is going to be the last game of the season, isn't it? So it'd be quite stressful. That would. So I wouldn't want us to give up top. I think if you asked me at the start of the season, I'd say I'd take Europa League over top 4. But where we are now, that would be a big collapse for Manchester United to not finish in the top 4 from where we are. So I don't think I would give that up for the Europa League, as silly as that sounds, because I think that would mean a bit of a disappointing end to the season. But Mark, in reality, Ollie needs a trophy soon to show progress, in my opinion. You can just call me Jaden, says Jaden. Suzanne is now a moderator. Welcome, Suzanne. And Man City will win. This is home game, 7811. Mark, you're allergic to us winning trophies, says Joshua Harper. It's all about opinion. I do think Harvey Barnes would be good enough for Manchester United, Cole. I don't know whether he would start, but he'd certainly be good enough. I don't think that guy's good enough. Eric Dyer. And I can't believe you get away with wearing a top that green on a green football pitch. I think Mourinho's gone for a little bit of psychological stuff. Here's Mourinho and Pep. I think Mourinho and Pep actually get on all right, don't they? Man United should go for top 2 and both Europa and the FA Cup, says Sam. Spurs or City tonight, says Alfie. I'm going to go... Well, I want Spurs to win, but I think City will win. But I want Spurs to win. We're about to kick off now anyway. I've got my new chair, which is better than that static one I used to have. So yeah, I'm singing for Spurs tonight if they'll let me. There might not be much singing because I think City are going to be too good for them. But look, we are here to be entertained, and we are here to hopefully get a result in the Spurs way. Let's hope that we get it. Just waiting for the kickoff. They've not bent the knee yet, so it's not kicked off. 3-1 City, says Crypto. I've gone with that as well. Quite an attacking Spurs side. A back four, and Dembele in the midfield pivot, who is obviously more forward-thinking than Sissoko. And then Lamela, Moura, Kane and Son as their front four in a way. So, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Jose Masterclass, top manager, just not for us, says Isaac Baig. Thank you very much for the super chats there. Spurs have got to beat City. Well, I think the good thing about this is that Spurs need 3 points. We've spoken about City and how many people think, myself included, that they're going to win the league. But what we haven't spoken about is Spurs. I mean, I think up until Christmas, I watched a lot of Spurs and I was like, they should have a lot more points than they've got. I mean, I was losing count of the amount of games that Spurs were drawing from winning positions. I definitely think before Christmas, Spurs should have had at least another 8 points, which is a lot. If you add 8 points onto Spurs now, they're right in the race for second place, aren't they? So, but I think after Christmas, Spurs have been poor. I know they've won games, but I think they've lost a few as well. So they've got to get this. This could be a catalyst for Spurs to get back in amongst things, and what a win it would be. It would give them a lot of confidence. I also think with Spurs as well, I look at their bench and it's a good bench. And I think Spurs have got a team that is well equipped for the Europa League and the league. So it would be a shame if they had to just focus on the Europa League because they've messed up the league. I think they've got a big enough squad to do both. Foden is playing Joe. Yes, he is. And Sharath Kamath Fitness says, come on, Son. I think Carilli is the only Asian player in the Premier League. City need to drop points. They do. But it's City on the attack here, which I think hopefully we won't see that too much. Foden's beaten the offside trap there, but it's gone for a corner. Was he offside? Yeah, he's miles off. That's crap from the linesman. That's really shit from the linesman. He was off, and he was miles off, and City get the corner. And they headed it over. I tell you what, if that had gone in, that would have been very frustrating. Very frustrating indeed. But it didn't. It's a goal kick to Spurs. I don't know what I've been told, but I've been told it won't get old. Don't you know? I'm writing my own songs. I'm writing a new Oasis song. I did used to write Oasis songs, because they're quite distinctive. Don't you know? Don't you know? Yeah, City having a lot of the ball here. Mark, be honest with me, mate. Who would be the easiest and most difficult team left in Europa for us? Leicester, Arsenal or Tottenham? I think Spurs. Andrew C. I think any time you play an English club in Europe, it's difficult. And I do think it is difficult in that situation, to be fair. And as we've seen with Arsenal, they're a strong side, aren't they? Against Manchester United. In a fight, who wins? Mark Goldbridge versus his son, says Dan. My son wins because I would never fight my son. I'm not like Darth Vader. I wouldn't chop my hands. See, as a father, I would never fight my son. I'd let him win. But I've never understood that. The father and son thing. Darth Vader chops his bloody son's hand off. What's that all about? You know, you're a father. You've got to look after your kids. But he was a bit of a shit, Darth Vader, wasn't he? Let's be honest. Foden lays it back. Spurs need to be a bit careful here. And Højbjerg gets rid of it. Højbjerg. Come on, Son, I think. Yeah, I've done that one for Strathclyde Fitness. Nearly at 10,000 watching already. Please share the video. Smash a like. Get involved. Thanks, everyone. Ted says you'd let him win because he'd have you. You know he's only 4. I mean, Jose did this a lot with United, selecting attacking players but playing 4-4-1-1 or 4-5-1 and expect players to create magic, says Strathclyde Fitness. I just really hope Spurs can get something out of this game tonight. There is an 8 o'clock show on the United stand, yes. 5 minutes gone. City having a lot of the ball. Lee Richards just fancies 1-0. It's not like a Chinese takeaway, Lee. You can't just. Oh, I tell you what, Mark. I really fancy a 1-0 Spurs. I know what you mean though, but I don't. I think this first 5 minutes is a bit worrying because if City get an early goal, it feels to me like Spurs are trying to defend a lead here, and I've seen them do a lot this season, and they haven't got the defence to do it. They've got to pose problems to the Man City defence. And to be fair, look, there is a way of beating Man City. And it's very difficult to do. But there is a way of beating Man City. And the way to beat Man City is to defend well and hit them on the break. Mark, can we beat Napoli, AC Milan and Scooby-Doo? Says Paul Fernandez. There's a lot of good teams in the Europa League, you know. I'm going to talk about it tonight on the United stand a little bit. But there are a lot of good teams in there. Lovely play here by Spurs. Harry Kane, he's looking. He's had to wait. Oh, lovely running by Harry Kane here. He's got loads of Man City players ahead of him, but he's on his own. And he loses the tackle to, was it Cancelo there? Not enough movement ahead of him. Mark, if City lose today, do you think United have a chance to come back and win the league or not? Says Cal. I don't trust Man United. I think for Man United to win the league, Man City would need to lose 3 games and we would need to win nearly every game. And I don't think we're going to win nearly every game because we've still got City to play, Liverpool to play, Chelsea to play, Spurs to play. So there's enough points for United to drop. But I would like City to lose just to make it a little bit more interesting. Zinchenko on a run. Still Zinchenko. Idiot. Tried a back heel. Look to Pratt. He's done well, that Zinchenko, you know, because I actually think he's crap. He even looks like a Poundland Kevin De Bruyne, but he actually has done quite well for City. I always thought he was a bit of a weak link. Cooking with Goldbridge is back on Tuesday, Bavika. Lovely ball into Jesus on the edge of the box. Lays it off. City have got options here. Gundogan went for the shot. Jesus block. Jesus block. Now Spurs with Mora. Wins the foul. Yellow card. Get your yellow cards out, ref. This City side isn't reliant on Kevin De Bruyne anymore. No, not at all. I mean, the thing about Man City, we were just going to talk about it. The thing about Man City is that you look at their 11 and you look at their bench and you say, actually, Spurs is as good as them. I think Spurs got a better bench, and you could argue that Spurs 11 is not that far off Man City's. But the thing about Man City is they are a system. They are a system which is a better system than any other team, really. The only system that can live with them is Liverpool, and that system's fallen apart recently. So the problem you've got against Man City, it's not the 11 players, and they have got a good 11 players. It's the system that Man City play is very hard to beat. And I think the way to beat Man City is the way it's always been to beat Man City is you've got to defend very, very well, and you've got to hurt them when you get the ball effectively and fast. Here's a good run from Ndembele. He's on his own though. He's going into the box. Into the box. Good run. Blocks and a block. Well, you know, that was a little bit of something. Do I think Spurs will get top 4, says Gavin Rooney? I don't actually. I don't. I think My prediction for top four, and it's very hard to predict the top four race, will be Man City, Man United, Liverpool, and Chelsea at the moment. And I might be very wrong on that, but that would be my prediction. What would your top four prediction be? Get it in the live comments. This show is better than OnlyFans, says Nathan. What a signing Cancelo has been. Wasn't it a swap deal plus some money for Danilo? It feels like every club makes sensible transfers, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. United were linked to Cancelo for a long time, though. And he did take a bit of time to settle. Foden's in. Davies does well. City will pick that up. A lot of people saying Man City, Liverpool. Oh, you're having a bloody laugh. Oxy says Man City, Liverpool, Leicester and Chelsea. He's having a bloody laugh. I think, as I said after the Leicester win today, people keep saying, oh, you're sleeping on Leicester, Mark. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I am sleeping on Leicester because they bottled it last year and I think they'll bottle it this year, to be honest. I don't want Leicester to bottle it. I'd love them to get top four. I think over the last couple of years, they probably deserve to play Champions League football. It'd be interesting to see what Leicester would do in the transfer market if they got Champions League football, because they've got a good team and they don't need to sell. So you would expect them to keep building on that. I think Leicester need another striker. But I do think they'll bottle it. Is Foden the key for England winning a trophy, says Nath Matthew. I wouldn't put the pressure on Foden like that. I think he's a good player, but I wouldn't put pressure on him. You can have it all if you like, and you can pay for it the rest of your lives. Come on. Not a bad start, 10 minutes. The longer Man City don't score, the better. About 90 minutes will do me. Gundogan. What? I tell you what. As I take it, I don't think January Player of the Month's been announced by the Premier League yet, has it? It should be Gundogan for me. I read something about Gundogan the other day that he doesn't get up before midday or something, and he's changed his diet. I mean, he does. It's not offensive to say that Gundogan carries a bit of weight compared to the average player. He does carry a bit of weight, and people get very obsessed and worried about it when you say he's carrying a bit of weight, because obviously there are quite rightly bad things about talking about people's weight, and there is. But for a professional footballer, he does carry more weight than the average player, and this was the article that was talking about it. Nice ball into Lucas Moura, lays it off for Kane, and he's given a foul on the edge of the box. Silly foul by Man City. But what a player Gundogan is at the moment. Fantastic. And he did win it, says Harrison Page. I didn't notice it. I notice it when it's Bruno because I get all the notifications. But Laporte with a silly foul there on Harry Kane right on the edge of the box. Yeah, Kyle Love says, is it not the same with Luke Shaw? I don't think Luke Shaw obviously looks as has got the same. You know, Gundogan's like. I'm trying to think of a player in the past that's, he's a unit. Gundogan is, and it's a weird body type for a professional sports person. But he's fine. He's absolutely fine with it. And some people are different. I mean, Wayne Rooney used to always struggle with his weight, didn't he? Some people are genetically carry a bit of weight. Ronaldo's another player as well. It doesn't mean you can't be a professional footballer. But it was an interesting read. Oh my God, Harry Kane. He can't really do much more. What a shot by Harry Kane. He's at the bloody post. It was unbelievable free kick. Absolute quality by Harry Kane. I tell you what, if that had gone in, it would have been one of the best free kicks you've ever seen. Brilliant curl on it. Dip. And it smacks the post. How close was that, says Sherry. What a hit by Kane. So unlucky. You need a bit of luck in these games. You need those to go in against Man City. You really do. We'll probably be talking about that at the end and say what happens if that goes in. You need that to go in. Brilliant free kick. But I tell you what, Spurs at the moment will be quite happy. They'll be quite happy. Is Harry Kane the best striker in the world, says Adrian. I think Lewandowski's got something to say about that, but he's certainly in the top 3 for me. Yeah, he's a fantastic, fantastic player, Harry Kane. I wouldn't believe you fight your wireless stereo. I don't know why I'm singing stereophonics. I don't mind them, but... Your glad bags and your handbags that your poor old granddad had to sweat to buy. Right. Is Kane the player United needs, says Dober? Not really. I think he would improve us, but we don't necessarily need him. Thanks for the super chat, Ropelarano. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Man City here. It's been a good game, this one, to start off. 15 minutes gone quite quickly. Best chance of the game was a brilliant free kick by Harry Kane. Smacked the post. Lovely curl and dip, but it's still 0-0. And Man City, I would say, are looking more likely to score just because of their domination of the ball. But Spurs are well positioned, well organised. You want the first goal in a game like this, and you don't want it to go to Man City. That'll go for a goal kick. Sitting on my own, chewing on a bone, 1,000 million miles from home when something... Hi Mark, what is your prediction for the Champions League round of 16 matches? I don't know, Ropelarano. I don't know. Because I don't know who's playing who. I don't really know that many games from it. Somewhere right between the eyes. Harry Kane, that's a foul by Son. Come on, Spurs, do something amazing. We are currently 300 subscribers away from 322,000. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. And come on. Tottenham to win, says Wayne. I'd bloody love it if Spurs win. No, no disrespect to Man City, but I don't think it... I mean, obviously, as a United fan, I don't want Man City to win. But I think for the good of the league, I mean, we had such excitement at lunchtime on the watch-along when Leicester won and deserved to win. They did deserve to win in the last 10 minutes. It's a 90-minute game. And some Liverpool fans were trying to say, well, you know what? We were better than them, but you weren't. You didn't deserve to win. They deserved to win. Lovely running by Lucas Moura. Nice to Lamela. He needs an overlap there. Come on, Spurs, move the ball a bit quicker. Here's Son. We had a really good result at the weekend with Leicester. And at the lunchtime with Leicester. And the only anomaly in the Premier League at the moment is Man City running away with this league. And it would be lovely, absolutely lovely, in a league that's been really exciting this season. Not only as a United fan, but I think for the league, it would be fantastic if Man City dropped points. Can you say happy birthday to my little brother Anthony? He turns 12 and we're big fans, says Eunice. Happy birthday, Anthony. The big 1-2. I can't even remember it. I can't even remember mine. Nice ball into Sterling. I do wonder why Spurs don't pick Davinson Sanchez more, by the way. I think he's the... of course I'd rather a point than Man City win, but... be a huge achievement if Spurs could get something out of this. What am I watching tonight? I'm going to watch a film tonight. A film. I'm going to watch. It's about a bunch of firemen. Not Backdraft. Backdraft is... I think Backdraft's a good film, but the name of the film just makes me feel a bit uneasy. If you've got a backdraft, what's exposed? You know what I mean? But I think that... I can't remember what it's called. It's not Ladder 49. I've seen that. It's got... Who's in it? Josh Brolin's in it. And it's a true story based on a fire in London. Funnily enough, because it's about firemen. I thought I was really being quite descriptive there when I said it's about a fire. And then I realised it's about firemen. Here's Lamela on the break. What is he going to do? He's held on to that for too long. Actually, he's done quite well. Højbjerg, oh, they've blown that. Got to move the ball quicker. It's about a fire in America where they pinned it down a bit, haven't I? Where they are it's like a forest fire thing, and they get trapped. It's got Josh Brolin in it. Only the Brave, that's it. So I'm watching that tonight. Are you attracted to firemen? No. I did want to be a fireman, but my eyesight's not good enough. I can't believe how good Bernardo Silva is. What a player, says Sam. Yeah, I think they've got some fantastically technical players at Man City. And one thing I would say about Pep Guardiola, I don't really like, and I didn't like it at Barcelona, and I didn't really like it at Bayern Munich, and I don't like City. I don't like their style of football. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I don't. I've never liked his brand of football. I find it a little bit boring, to be honest with you. But what you can't doubt is that the way he plays football, Sterling on the edge of the box, the way his teams play football, you think about Big Sam on the training ground. What's he going to say to them? He's going to say, kick the ball long, win the second ball, get physical. I think he's given a penalty, has he? Given a penalty. Oh, for fuck's sake. That never looked like a penalty. Oh, I don't know. It might be. Yeah, it is a penalty. Bloody typical. Bloody typical. Oh, for God's sake. Penalty to City. It's just so frustrating because, you know, brilliant free kick by Harry Kane hits the post. They go and get a soft... And I do think it is a penalty, but it's just soft. Soft penalty. You can't... This is what I mean. If you're going to beat City, the free kick from Harry Kane has to go in. And you can't give silly penalties away. And I think it is a penalty, by the way. But it's just soft. You just can't do that. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. In a game like this where it's going to be about fine margins and they're going to dominate the ball, you can't be giving them a 1-0 head start. And they have. Bloody annoying. Really annoying. Such a stupid soft penalty as well. I thought it was a penalty, to be fair. And there certainly wasn't enough there for them to turn it around. Oh, it's gone in as well. Lloris gets a hand on it and it still bloody goes in. Just typical how lucky City are here. It's a bloody joke. Kane's free kick deserved to go in. They get a soft penalty, which is a penalty, but it's a stupid tackle. Then Lloris gets a hand on the bloody penalty and palms it in. He should have saved that. Yeah, he should have saved that. It's a crap penalty as well. Here it is. I'm not sure that is a penalty. I think Højbjerg gets a touch on it, doesn't it? Watch this. No, he doesn't. Yeah, it's a penalty. Højbjerg doesn't touch the ball at all. But it's a soft one. Soft one. Bloody hell, Spurs. You got to feel for Spurs fans there, really, because they've started off okay and they've given up a soft goal. You know, you can't gift City goals. And that penalty is a gift. Here's Harry Kane on the left. He's got Son on the overlap. Took too long there. Son's got it back. Rodri took the penalty. Wasn't a very good penalty, and Lloris should have saved it, really. Good time for City to score. Mistakes by Spurs again, though, isn't it? I mean, it must be so frustrating for Mourinho how many goals they give up on mistakes. Because Højbjerg should not make that mistake. Go on, good run there by Tanganga. That's a foul. Get your bloody yellow card out. Referee never books City players, do they? It always amazes me how City players never gets booked. Yeah, definite penalty as far as I'm concerned for Spurs, but for Man City. But it's a frustrating one. That should have been a yellow card on Zinchenko as well, and it makes a big difference when the referee actually does his bloody job. Like we've seen Jones get booked today for Liverpool for less than that. Lamela could get booked here. No, he got the ball. Got the bloody ball. Klopp says Liverpool is out of the Premier League title race. Well, they were out of it a couple of weeks ago, Pernod, to be honest. Man City for Life said it should have been a red on Lamela. It wasn't even a yellow card, mate. Didn't even go to red card review. So, he got the ball. It's a shame that they're not allowed in football anymore. I am actually worried about City winning the treble. You know, I said it after the Liverpool game. They could win the quadruple actually. Mark, did you know Mason Greenwood watches your channel? No, he doesn't, Mr. Squash. I was just mentioned on a stream, and City's going to win every possible title this season. Thanks for the super chats. You can do that through the $sign. Goldbridge saying Man City losing points is good for the league, who will eventually turn into we can still win the league. What a prat, says Hazel. And do you remember when the media had a shitstorm about United not having a main penalty taker, but when City does the same thing, they don't bat an eye, says Johnny Bones. Lamela into Kane. Oh, City. I tell you what impresses me about City, though. Look at the way they swarm. It's almost like they've got 15 players. They've always got loads in attack and they've always got loads in defence as well. Their work rate is ridiculous, which is one thing about Pep's style of football. I was talking about that before the penalty, wasn't I? Lovely. Oh, what's happened here? I was talking about that before the goal. I don't really like the way Man City play football. I find it quite boring, even though it's technically very, very gifted. And if you've got a manager like Sam Allardyce, you turn up to training and the tactics will be hit the ball long, win the second balls and get physical. But the reality is Manchester City, if you're training with them, it will be down to the, every pass will be, analysed and positional sense. You can't argue with the way he plays and manages football. And one thing I would say about Pep is that he never fails to improve players, does he? Sterling, English player, improved him. Kyle Walker improved him. Foden, obviously coming through the youth setup, looks like he's going to be one of the best young English talents in a while. He's come through the Pep system. So you can't argue with the way that Pep Guardiola trains and develops players. Very, very impressive. And that's what I mean. They're a very hard system to beat. City just got a yellow card. Hey, it's all about opinion. I've always been very consistent that I don't like watching City play football. I find it very boring. Obviously, I know that's probably quite a controversial opinion, but I don't like tiki-taka football. I like I don't like Liverpool winning, but I actually quite like the way that Liverpool play football. You know, they use their full-backs, they press high up the pitch, they put crosses in the box, they'll shoot from the edge of the box. There's a variant in the way they play. I don't like Man City's way of playing football because they're not, they're never really going to put a cross into the box. It's about possession, isn't it? It's about triangles. It's about building the ball into the box. And, some people really like that style. I don't. I find it a little bit predictable, to be honest, even though it's very, very effective. And takes a lot of coaching, and it's very difficult to do. It's elite coaching, to be honest with you. It just doesn't mean I have to like it. I mean, when Mourinho was on top, that was very organised. If you're saying City can't win the Champions League, you're just wrong. They've got strength everywhere. I think they're a threat. I do. I think Man City are a threat for absolutely everything. Oh, that should have been 2-0. Bernardo Silva. Spurs coming away with it. They've got a 3v4 here, or a 4v5. They need to move it. Son, he slowed it down a bit. Not a very good cross. Spurs look a little bit redundant in the final third at the moment. They get to the edge of the City box and they don't seem to know what to do, which is a massive tick in the box for Man City this season, the way they've defended. They haven't got Ruben Diaz tonight, and yet the system, Laporte comes in. I mean, what a backup centre-back to have. Liverpool have got no centre-backs. Man United have got Maguire and Lindelof. And City have got Laporte on the bench. Well, he's not on the bench tonight. So the options that City have got are fantastic, aren't they? Zigzag says, can Leicester challenge for the title? I don't think anybody can challenge for the title unless Man City collapse. And they don't look like a team that's going to collapse at the moment, do they? I mean, they've got Kevin De Bruyne to come back into this team. I mean, they can chuck Aguero back in as well if they want. They've got such quality. And as I said, they are this system team, aren't they? That's you can drop people in it and they know it like the back of their hand. They know where they're going to be. They know the moves to make. I know it's floating around that it wasn't a penalty, but I do think it was a penalty for Man City. I do. Yeah, because he fouls him. The ball's gone, but he does give him a kick. It's clumsy. Travis says City are dominating this season because they've spent ridiculous amounts of money on squad depth. Otamendi, Stones, Laporte, Diaz. That's just one position. They've had a few goalkeepers. They've had a few right backs, haven't they, as well? I think we've got Yoda in the live comments. Martinez says, in-depth advantage City has. What do you think about Kimmich? Why does Kimmich always come up in the live comments? I think that there's some weird Kimmich thing that I notice in our live comments all the time. Talk about Kimmich. What do you think about Kimmich? Why do we have... Kimmich is not some underrated player. He plays for Bayern Munich and he's one of their best players. I don't get... And he's not going to leave Bayern Munich. So 1, he's never going to leave Bayern Munich. 2, he's not underrated. 3, he's a fantastic player. It's like saying, let's talk about Ronaldo. I mean, he's not on that level, but he's a very good player, Kimmich. People talk about him like they've got some sort of... They've scouted this mysteriously brilliant player. Oh, Lamella's shite, isn't he? Roy Keane's my favourite player of all time, Pedro. Otamendi was part of the swap deal for Diaz, says Max Peacock. And if I could sign one player from City, who would it be? Well, Man United need a centre-back or a CDM, so take your pick. I'd probably take Laporte, because left-footed, isn't he? I think Laporte would be perfect for Man United. I think Rodri does a good job at CDM as well. What's happened to Aki? I don't know. He must be injured. Weird move, really. You're playing first team football regularly, and then you go to Man City. And I never thought he was going to get in the Man City team. You know, I remember when United were linked to him, and I was like, I don't think Aki would have been a success at United either. So I was quite surprised. But for me, he was always going to City to be a third or fourth choice centre back. So he was never going to play very often, was he? Mark, will you do watch-alongs in the Euros? Says Daniel. Yes, I will. Thanks for the super chat. Aki is injured. Thank you, Michael. And he wouldn't get in their team, though, anyway, would Aki? No. No. He wouldn't. I quite rate that Tanganga for Spurs, you know. I was impressed with him last year when he sort of got a few games. Tidy. Who will win in a fight, Zlatan or Guardiola, says Ellis. Oh God, it wouldn't be worth doing. Well, Gundogan's made his impact again, hasn't he? He won the penalty. Well, they want a handball here on Ben Davies. Who's your favourite team in the Championship, says Callum Turner. I don't really look at it, to be honest. Was this a penalty? No. It does hit his hand. It's ridiculously close and he's trying to get his hand down. Not a penalty for me. Megs. Smazzy says, do you think Son has dropped off from the start of the season? I think it must be difficult to play for Spurs because they do play a sort of brand of football that's a bit defensive, isn't it? And, you know, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle tonight. Harry Kane doesn't do well there. They're going to struggle tonight because they've got to try and create things against the Man City side that is top of the league, can't stop winning, defensively very strong, offensively very strong. And, I mean, look, to be fair, the free kick from Harry Kane would have been fantastic if it had gone in. But what have Spurs really done in this half? Thanks for the super chat there, Grace. What have Spurs done in this half, really? They've not really done a lot, have they? Having said that, Man City, the penalty is the deal breaker here at the moment, isn't it? They've not had any real opportunities. They've got a corner here. Cross comes in. It's a good corner. Harry Kane hears it. Heads it out. Why does Pep's system work regardless of the team, but Mourinho otherwise, says Aditio? I think because he puts a lot of work into what he does, Pep. Can Scotland beat England at the Euros, says Matthew? Anything can happen in football. What happened to Aguero, says British? I think he's been injured, and I think it's just the way that they're playing now. He doesn't really fit in with the system that they want to play, does he? But a free kick here for City again. Edge of the box to whip one in. Mark, you're getting lower in the table. We are getting closer. Hope we get Rodgers. He needs. Who's getting lower in the table, Zane? Manchester United? You're having a bloody laugh. We ain't getting lower in anything. We're top of the league, mates. Well, not top of the league. We're second in the league. We're third in the league, but we're not dropping down. We just haven't played our game yet. Champions League is Liverpool's last hope this year, says Cheeky. Yeah, and as I said, there was a lot of Liverpool fans saying after the game that it's Lamella's in trouble here. No, it's not. Nothing's going to happen. Cross for Man City. Yeah, there was these Liverpool fans were saying that, you know, they see the Champions League as a distraction. I think it's got to be. I understand what they're getting at, but because they've got to get top 4 as well. It's a lovely cross. Well cleared away by Davies. Yeah, the Champions League is a bit of a distraction, offside anyway. But it is their last chance of winning a title, winning a trophy. And I think what they mean is they know that Liverpool can't go for the Champions League and top 4 because they're tired. There are rumours saying that Pep got 200 million to spend in the summer transfer. Do you think he should sign Haaland? Says the Fox Commando. I'm sure he has got the money. Pipe down, Zane. This is the most open top 4 race in years, and you're in a mid-table scrap. Pray God gives you Europa League. Now know your place. Stopgap FC, says Gabriel Noel. They're at it again. They're at it again. Oh, come on. Lamella is hot-headed, says Marvin AM. Sorry, messed up the last super chat. Meant to ask who would you rather have had, Cancelo or White over Wan-Bissaka? Says Grace. Well, you know, I think the obvious answer is Cancelo, but then you think, well, how much? Cancelo's a good player, but would he be a good? I think if let's not forget, Pep Guardiola wanted Fred. Pep Guardiola wanted Maguire. He wanted Alexis Sanchez. You would never in a million years think that those sort of players are Pep Guardiola sort of players, but they are. So, Cancelo at Manchester United might not be as good as Wan-Bissaka. What do you think about Greenwood bragging that he spun Noble back to 1986? Needs to be reminded, Craig Dawson has more Premier League goals than him this season, says Kane. He's just a young lad having a bit of laugh. I'm not really fussed about it, to be honest. Gabriel, see you in the Europa final. Only cup you can win. Well, we're still in the FA Cup, Zane. You're not. 4 minutes to go to half time. I'll tell you what, it's been a quick half. And whilst I think Mourinho will be pissed off about the penalty, there's more they can do second half. Yeah, if you say so, Zane, at least it's not the only cup we're in, says Gabriel Noel. I feel like I'm doing an argument here. Addy says Mason Greenwood will end up like Ravel Morrison, but I think Mason Greenwood's already had a better career than Ravel Morrison, and he's only 19. Like, Mason Greenwood has scored big goals already in his career. Ravel Morrison never really got in the United side. Oh, lovely play. Watch out. 2-0. Blocked. What a block. Over the bar. I tell you what, that should have been 2-0. Raheem Sterling, he had Davies on toast here. Absolutely had him on toast. Cuts it back for Jesus. And it's Gundogan, actually. And Davinson Sanchez with the block. And Jesus put it over the bar. But this should have been 2-0. I thought, this is a goal. Gundogan. He's been banging them in for fun recently. And then Jesus over the bar. Almost skimmed the bar. Close, should have been 2-0. And I think that's a harsh reminder that Spurs are not unlucky to be losing this game. Well played. Oh, what's he doing? Lamella's a bloody nightmare. Get him off. He's shit. He's another player that I always think is crap, Lamella. Just shows you how poor Gareth Bale is at the moment and Bergwijn, that Lamella actually gets picked ahead of them. They got no creativity in the final. A quadruple, young Crisp, would be Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League and Premier League. So it's called a quadruple. Apparently Palestri's playing against Barcelona, says PT. What a takedown by John Stones there. Lovely. Gabriel, you spent $1 billion since Fergie left and we finished higher more times than you in that period. If it wasn't for Bruno, you would be mid-table. But last time I checked, Zane, and I'll answer this one, Bruno Fernandes wears a Manchester United shirt just the same as Lacazette wears one for you. It's not our fault that we bought well and we bought a good player. Good tackle there. What is that? Lamella's shit. Lamella is proper shit, isn't he? How many attacks have broken down because of Lamella's shit passing and slowing the play down? I don't like Lamella anyway because he got Martial sent off at the start of the season for being a prat. And although Tony was a bit of a prat biting back, he hit him first. Who gets dropped when Kevin De Bruyne comes back? Well, there's lots of options. They could play a false 9, couldn't they, and drop Jesus. I don't think Gundogan gets dropped in this team, does he? Son here. Look at the pressing from City there. Spurs thought they were on a break and Son ends up having to go backwards. Gideon says, Zane, you actually are mid-table. Bet you wish you had Bruno. He does like Bruno, to be fair. Lamella. Trying to play Son in. Oh, here we go. Slow sports news from Shiam. Bayern have signed up Meccano. This was like 24 hours ago, mate. You need to get some Wi-Fi sorted. Sounds like you're on not dial-up, tortoise up. Mark, what do you think about Palestri tonight? Will he have a good game? I don't know, Matt. I'm not watching it, if that's what you're asking. Just about to be half time here. Too long to wait. Too long to wait. I think the reason Mourinho didn't do well with us was because as fans were too quick to write him up, so the players did too. He also had no backing from the board. He's got a good squad at Spurs. Charlie, you do know he's not doing very well at Spurs. I think Mourinho deserved the sack, to be honest. I thought his style of football was poor. I agree with you, he didn't get backed when he got second and he should have got backed, but I don't think that the sacking was a bad thing. I think it was the right decision, to be honest with you. So it's half time, it's 1-0. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Spurs have defended quite well. I think Man City are worthy of the 1-0 performance, actually. The penalty was a silly penalty to give away, stupid by Højbjerg. But really, what have Spurs done? They've been competitive. I think that's the positive I would take if I was a Spurs fan. But what have they done? Very good free kick from Harry Kane, but apart from that, they've not caused Man City any problems. And again, I think we've been impressed by City's work rate, their defensive shape, and their ability to cause teams problems. It's a perfect. At the moment, it's a perfect tactical setup that teams just can't seem to deal with. Mourinho said he likes Lamella because he's chaotic, says Sola, which goes against what Mourinho's about, really. Zane, you can't talk when Leicester City have more relevant than your club has in the last 5 years. Know your place, says Road to Dawn. And also, Mourinho said I've done that one. City bench always perform when given the chance, says Akil, but United struggle with Alex Telles and Van der Beek, and we give them a lack of excuse of game time. Can't identify difference. And Stephen Campbell says, hi Mark, would you sell De Gea if it guaranteed United would get Koundé? Bear in mind we'd have Henderson to come in. I don't have an agenda against De Gea, just curious. Keep up the good work. I don't want De Gea to leave Manchester United. I also don't think it's a viable player to sell either, because I don't think there's anybody out there that would pay the money required for De Gea, because he's on a huge amount of money every week. He's on around 300k a week. So, and I think United would want a hefty fee for him as well. So I don't think it's possible that De Gea leaves. Road to Dawn, they've been more relevant than you also and sold a fridge to you that loves Greek food, says Amy Miassi. And Palestri has scored, apparently, says Tom. I don't think he has. And it's 1-0 and it's Manchester City 1, Spurs 0. Which I think on the balance of play is probably a fair result. I think that if I was Mourinho, I would be a little bit concerned about this game because it's just going to run its course. And you can lose the game 1 or 2-0 and say, well, we didn't embarrass ourselves. But you need to try and find a way to get something out of this half. And what would I do? Very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. They've got to be quicker in the final third, to be honest. They've got to be quicker in the final third. They've had opportunities to break on Man City, and it's almost like they're too scared to just try the killer pass. And then they end up with Man City back and organised. Hey Mark, love all your content. It's my brother Christian's birthday today, turning 30. Would appreciate if you could wish him a happy birthday. Cheers, says Sebastian Dahl. Happy birthday to Christian. Hope you're having a good day and on a good evening. And happy birthday to you. Are your thoughts on Raheem Sterling being a Man United fan as a kid and then playing for your two biggest rivals? John Terry was a Man United fan. I don't think it. When you're a professional footballer, you're a professional, aren't you? And you play for the team. Jamie Carragher supported Everton as a child, and I think he's a Liverpool fan now, isn't he? Because that's where he played football and built his memories. So, you know, simple as that. Thank you for subscribing, Talha. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Please do that. We're on the road to 322,000. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Spurs counter-attacks are too rough, not good enough, and Lamela is costing Spurs so many chances. I mean, what have they got on the bench, Spurs? That's the interesting thing. Because I do agree that Lamela's a waste of space. Dele Alli, I mean, what's the story with Dele Alli? That's probably your best option off the bench to replace Lamela. Bergwijn, Alli or Bale. Sissoko's defensive, Winks is defensive, Alderweireld and Doherty are defensive, Joe Hart's a goalkeeper. You've got Vinicius, Bergwijn and Alli and Bale. I don't think you can trust Gareth Bale. So I don't know. I think this is the problem with Spurs, isn't it? It's a strong bench, but Eric Lame-Law. Yeah. Cancelo is the best right back in the world, says Luca. And Spurs were crap before Jose, and they still are, even with a serial winner in charge, says Mike C. Would you take Pep as Man United manager, says Mystery Man? I don't think he'd improve United without money. I really don't. I don't think that team that we've got can be made any better than it is. Hello, Mark. How are you? Quadruple is loading, says Centurions, 100 points. And what happened to Ali in the last 2 years, says Footpit? I don't know. I mean, he should have been playing more football, but there's clearly been a fallout. But we saw on All or Nothing that there seemed to be a bit of a relationship between Dele and Spurs. But I'm just going to watch the penalty back again. For me, I think it's a penalty. It's definitely a silly penalty to give away, but the fact that Højbjerg doesn't get anything of the ball, I mean, he's not in control of the ball, Gundogan. I think that's why people are saying it's not a penalty. Yeah, it's a silly penalty to give away, but for me it is a penalty because he kicks the player. And but Gundogan's lost the ball. It's a very frustrating penalty, but it is a penalty, I think. I do. Was Ederson coming up to take the penalty? Surely not. Bale's on the bench. Sissoko is coming on, apparently, says Alex K. Maybe take Lamela off and put Ndembele on higher up the pitch. Gundogan kicked him first. I'll tell you what, the annoying thing is, Lloris should have saved the penalty as well. If Messi came to City, we would see if he is the best player in the world, as at the moment he isn't proven in other leagues like Ronaldo is. Yeah, but you know what? If you dropped Lionel Messi into this side, then he wouldn't fail, would he? He'd be absolutely. He would do fantastically well. So I don't really know about that. I can't. I think it would be easy for him to succeed at this side, but you know, it's one of those, isn't it? Really, I think that, and I do think he could end up coming to Manchester City. I do. They've got the money to do it. If they've got the £200 million that people are talking about, then I think it would be very, very interesting. But you know, imagine Man City with Messi in there. I mean, Frank Cavill says that he's the GOAT. I don't know. They dominate. I mean, look, they could. What are they going to win this season? They could win all sorts of prizes this year. So what they're going to do next? What they're going to do with that? Unbelievable, really. Daniel Levy is a hitman, says Mathias. Ramos to United? Don't think so. Haaland would be better for City, says Jake Lynch. I don't know. You know, I think Haaland would be a good player for Man City, but I also think, well, is Haaland a baller? Is Haaland a technical tiki-taka footballer? And I don't really think he is. I think Haaland's I think Haaland's an explosive sort of player. He's a bit like Harry Kane in the sense, but he's quicker. But I don't think Haaland's a baller. The long shots of Messi would be very good for any team, let alone City, says Susan. Vardy celebrating the way he did was funny, says Cesar. And get Kimpembe, he's the left-footed captain and he's young, says Mariel. Hard to get players out of PSG. Mark, Ollie accepted that he is not a tactician. I think we need a new addition in the coaching team, says Ermi. And Haaland would be good for any team. Well, I disagree with you on that. I think Haaland is one of the best strikers in the world already and he can only get better. But I do think that you can't talk about Man City having a system and being a system team, which they are. I mean, remember, Man City don't always play with a number 9. They play a false 9 sometimes, and it doesn't stop them scoring goals. So, I mean, I'm sure Manchester City will look at bringing Erling Haaland in, but he's not necessarily a player that cries out Man City player. I mean, Lionel Messi does. Lionel Messi would be perfect. I mean, he's played, Pep's system was basically first tried out with Messi in the team. Kane would be pitch perfect for United, says Genius in Football. And City would adore Van der Beek. Says, I think Pep Guardiola would get more out of Van der Beek. I mean, whatever you think about Manchester City, there is no doubt that Pep Guardiola is arguably the best tactical coach in relation to the way he builds his system in the world. Well, Van der Beek has got the traits of a Manchester City player. And, Van der Beek would drop into that team where Gundogan's playing perfectly. Martial would be good in this City side, says Alan. And Man United need Haaland and a centre-back, says Ribeiro. We need a CDM, to be fair. Haaland would up both centre-backs, tie up both centre-backs, and guys like Sterling and Mahrez would have lots of space in the box. And Mark, we never buy off rivals anymore. Zuma is not playing under Tuchel, fast, strong and good at the back. That was from Makil. Let's play either or for a little bit. What do you think about Klopp conceding the title? Well, I don't think anything about that. I think it's been gone for a long time. I miss watching Yaya Toure play, says Forever United. And cheese board or dessert, says James Reed. Van der Beek would suit City, says Lana. Not a penalty for me, but can't be avoided, says Airsoft. Would you call Koundé and Rice a good summer transfer window, says 20 Legend. Do you think Liverpool are over or just this season? No, I think Liverpool will be back next season, Ahmed. I think that they've, you put Van Dijk back in that time. You put Henderson and Fabinho back into the midfield, and I think Liverpool improved massively. Are you going to do PSG versus Barcelona watch-along? The next watch-along I'm going to do will be either Liverpool-Leipzig or Barca versus PSG on Tuesday night. Yeah, FIFA Career Mode's back on Sunday. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Do you think Messi is the best ever? I prefer Ronaldo, Luca. I'm biased, but I do. Lucas Moura has been non-existent. Yeah. There are some players at Spurs that should be doing a lot better than they are. What happens in the second half? I think the chances are that City are going to get the second goal and that will kill the game off. I don't think Spurs are going to score 2 goals in this game, but they've got to do something more because this game is just going to roll out 1-0 to City, and City have won games 1-0 recently. They're getting a lot of points off clean sheets, or City will get the second goal and kill the game. At the moment, Spurs have got to find a way to be more impactful in the final third because at the moment they're not. Spurs are not doing bad, but if they haven't got a clean sheet, they're not getting anything out of this game, and they've got to do more on the attack. They have had opportunities to do things, but they're not looking anywhere near entertaining or dangerous in the final third. Their best chance was a free kick from Harry Kane, which was wonderfully hit and in many ways deserved to go in. And if it had gone in, it would have been one of the best free kicks of the season. But that came from a silly foul by Laporte on the edge of the box. So, Mark, I've watched the penalty again and Ilkey makes the first contact, says Matthew Spibby. Well, how many times has it taken you for you to see that, Matthew? And, the interesting thing about that is that I've said this before about VAR. When the referee gives the penalty, it's got to be clear and obvious for them to turn it around. And I don't think people consider that enough on a penalty. It's a bit like the penalty that Mike Dean gave against Southampton for Martial. Is it clear and obvious to overturn it? And if it's not clear and obvious to overturn it, they won't overturn it. And I think with that Gundogan penalty, look, some people say it shouldn't be a penalty, but unfortunately you've got to know the rules. And the rules are if it's not clear and obvious, they won't overturn it. And it wasn't clear and obvious. It wasn't a clear and obvious mistake. And to be honest, I've looked at it a lot of times and I'm like, well, that looks like a foul to me. So perhaps not a penalty, but he kicked Gundogan, so it's dangerous play. It would be a foul anywhere else, says Luca. And Neymar and Mbappe, says Alex. I don't really rate Neymar massively, but that sounds really bad. I'm not a big fan of Neymar. I think his personality isn't one that I particularly like on a football pitch, but he's definitely better than Mbappe in my opinion. Would you like Ndidi? Says Matt Ashton. Well, United need a CDM, so I definitely would like Ndidi, but it won't happen because they don't need it to. I'm a Spurs fan, Mark. Please help, says Racehorse Red. Yeah, Spurs season is sort of descending into nothingness, which I think is a shame because I think they've got a team that can. I think they've got a squad big enough to play Thursday night football and be competitive in the league. But the problem with you in the league is that you are starting to drop off a lot at the moment, and they're just not picking up the results. Tottenham not picking up the results. I mean, this is a very hard place to come and get a result, but it's the sort of place that if you get a result, it might give you a kick on. But next Sunday they're playing West Ham, then they're playing Burnley in the league, and then they're playing Palace, and then they're playing Arsenal. So I just can't see a consistent run for Spurs the way they're playing at the moment because they're just not firing enough. Anyway, the second half is about to kick off. Can Spurs get back into it? Average positions, as you would expect, very much in their own half for Spurs, very much in the attacking half for Manchester City. And let's not forget, good chances for Jesus and Gundogan just before half-time that could have took it to 2-0. Let's see whether they can get back into it second half. I think it's destined to be, well, Spurs are going to have to turn it around massively. Sissoko is coming on. Not sure who he's coming on for. Leeds bigger and better than Arsenal at the moment, Mark, says Connor Pratchett. And do you think Kyle Walker needs to get a move to play, says Angus Walker. I think Kyle Walker could play regular football for teams, couldn't he? But here we go with the second half. I'm trying to see who's Sissoko come off for then. Can't see who he's come off for. $27 for 17. Lucas Moura. So a lot of you were right about that one. Lucas Moura disappointing in that game, and he's off for Sissoko. We should never have sold Kyle Walker to City, says Racehorse Red. Yeah, but he wanted to go, didn't he? Kyle Walker wanted to go to City. So we kick off second half. Let's see if Spurs can do anything more in the second. He's gone a little bit more defensive, hasn't he, bringing Sissoko on, to be fair, because Ndembele will move further up the pitch. It might not be a bad thing for Spurs. It's not a white flag of defeat, but it'll probably just shield the back four a little bit more to try and provide a platform on the break. Son's won the ball high up the pitch here. Nice takedown. Look at the City players swarming back. They really do work hard, City, defensively. It's why they're not conceding goals. I mean, look at Gundogan. They've got 8 people behind the ball there in no time. Fitness levels of Man City must be absolutely ridiculous. This is why they're not conceding goals. People think it's their back four. It's not their back four. It's the amount of players they get behind the ball quickly. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So hard working. I don't know whether it gets called out enough. People going on about Ruben Diaz and Stones. Look at the players behind the ball. And I've noticed this a lot. The last couple of games I've watched Man City against Liverpool and now Spurs. The amount of work they put in at their midfielders to get behind the ball. And then Spurs just are up against this brick wall and they don't know what to do. We don't know what to do, Jose. Look at them. What are we supposed to do? Massive amount of work. And they're just pinging it around the back four at the moment. Of course, the problem is now that they'll happily let Davinson Sanchez, Højbjerg, Sissoko and Dyer have the ball because they know that they can't create. And here they are. They're in trouble here. They've passed it all the way back. Son won the ball up on the edge of the Man City box. Spurs have kept the ball for about 15 passes, but they're on the back on their own edge of their own box. And that's just fantastic from City. But now, Lamela, terrible pass again. He's wank, he is. Proper shit. I'm trying to jinx Lamela to do something amazing, but he's crap. Well won by Tanganga. I've been impressed with him. I like him. How much do you reckon McSauce would be worth, says Callum Turner? That's very hard. Lamela again loses it. He's fucking shite. He's fucking shite. He's really shite. How much would Scott McTominay be worth in the current market? 40 million? Yeah, 40 million, Matt, I'd say. People will be laughing in the live comments. So which way do we think it's going to go, everybody? Which way do you think it's going to go? I predicted Man City to win 3-1. I don't think we'll get that many goals in it, to be honest. But I'd love Spurs to get back into it. I really would. But they've got to start doing something on the front foot, really. They've got to start worrying Manchester City. And at the moment, they've still got plenty of time to do it. But my feeling would be that City will score again. Put a tackle in. Sterling in the box. Foden. They're in the box here. Gundogan. Oh, for fuck's sake. Lloris is shit. He's absolutely shit. Like, you cannot stop City if I mean, he is shit. Lloris is shit. Lloris is shit as well. He should have saved both. Should have saved both of these. Comes to Gundogan. Gundogan again. I mean, to be fair to Gundogan, he's unstoppable at the moment. It's a lovely ball by Sterling. He's shit. Lloris is proper shit. He's got to save this. It's right at his fucking leg. Oh, it's rubbish. It's a rubbish goal. Good goal for Man City, but he should have saved both of these. Bloody useless. I'm not even a Spurs fan. You've got to be furious with that. Absolutely bloody useless. Poor old Jose. He must be pulling his hair out. It's just too easy. Everyone's making it. I mean, look, City are a very, very good side, but if you're going to get a result against City, you've got to... Everyone's got to play well. And Lloris has played fucking shite in this game. And Lamela. They're playing with 9 men. It's like, I've played like this on FIFA before. You know when you've got that lad in goal that you just don't want anyone to shoot against because... Yeah, front post glitch, says Ghost. It really is. It undermines anything you're trying to do when you've got a goalkeeper that you can't trust. Mark is a secret Spurs fan. I'm not a secret anything. I'm an openly want Man City to lose man. That's what I am. Doesn't matter who they're playing today. But Spurs heads all dropped now. Are going to start dropping, I think. What a shitty goal this is for City. Or shitty. I mean, it's right. I mean, just watch this back here. It's good play by Man City. They're passing it about. He's got to save it. Any goalkeeper in the Championship should save this, let alone France's national goalkeeper. He should have saved the penalty and he should have saved that. What was the last game I watched Spurs play? Was it Liverpool? I think he should have said. I thought Lloris had a shit game in that as well. Last 2 games I've seen him play, poor. But I've got to say, Mourinho. I mean, I've had this as a United fan. I've had Mourinho as my boss, and I look at this Spurs side and I think, God Almighty, how crap must be some of those players on the bench that you are picking Lamela. Awful player. Norwich 2000 said Krul would have saved all these goals. Mate, look, Man City deserve to be in front, but the frustrating thing is, if you're a Spurs fan or you want Man City to lose like me, is that I expected Man City to win this game, but they haven't had to work hard to win it. You know, both of the goals they've scored should have been saved, and you know, how are you going to give yourself a platform when you make mistakes? But I think it's the story of Spurs' season, really, isn't it? That they give up so many stupid goals. What was that goal between Lloris and Dyer? Was that Chelsea? Or was that Liverpool? I think it might have been Liverpool, wasn't it? Where the cross came in. Mark, we need merch with patent catchphrases from our United Stand team, says Dewal. It's too. I tell you what, it's just too easy for City. This league is going to be too easy for them to wrap it up. There's just, I think what's happened this season is, and I said it at Christmas, if Man City or Liverpool find any form like they had in the last 2 years, they'll run away with it. Well, Liverpool haven't been able to do that, but I think Man City are now finding the form of the last 2 years, and I don't think the Premier League is any different from last year. I think there's still a lot of shit teams in it. And I think Man City have just found some fluidity and consistency, and they're now dominating the league. Because, you know, how many games are we watching now where the defending is atrocious, or individual poor performances? Jose Tactical Dinosaur can't get a tune out of Spurs, says Liam Devon Red. I mean, so that is a good point from Liam, because to be fair, what have Spurs done as an offensive side in this game? I mean, if I was a Spurs fan, I would be very, very disappointed with Lloris. I'd be very, very disappointed with Lamela. But I'd also be very disappointed at the lack of creativity. You know, you can say that both goals were preventable, but where's your platform to get a result? All right, Lloris makes both the saves. What have you done to score a goal? And they spend a lot of time going backwards as well. Sideways and backwards. They're out of ideas as an attacking element at the moment, Spurs. I mean, they've not had a shot on goal. The free kick, which was an assist from bloody Laporte. Look at that, all the way back to the halfway line. They're lacking creativity, Spurs. And what is that by Son? Very, 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 very poor. Gundogan's playing absolutely fantastically well at the moment, Alfie. I mean, I'd love Spurs to get a goal back and make it interesting, but they'd have to have a shot on goal to do that, I'm afraid. You don't get goals for 20 sideways passes. Would you take Son at United as Callum? Oh, 100%. I think he's a quality. Look at Eric Dyer now. What is he doing? Let's have to go back to the keeper here. They're clueless. Absolutely clueless. They've got nothing. Man City win the ball back. Look, no messing about. The time goes so quick, doesn't it, Mark? Says Malachi. And Mourinho, just a Portuguese Ricky, says Bones 445. Oh, if you know, you know. These players are a disgrace to football. This could get ugly now. Entire back line needs replaced and no goals from anyone. That's not Kane or Son, says Racehorse Red. This season, was the chance for other teams to have a chance and take it, but they haven't. And next season, it'll be us, Liverpool and City, back on top, says Brandon Gervais. Well, I think teams have taken advantage of it to a certain point. I mean, certainly United and Leicester are ahead of Liverpool, so they've taken advantage of that. I just think Man City have... Man City have shown a consistency that I think it would be unfair to suggest that a Leicester or a United could really do any more than they've done. I mean, how many games in a row have City won in the league? It's only them or Liverpool can do that. Zane says it shows how good Pep is. He wins all the time. Pep, you need a new challenge. Come to Arsenal, who are a bigger club but never spend a penny and can take Arteta back number 2 again. If you wanted a challenge, yeah. Be a challenge and a half. 21st incoming says Spurs will always be Spurs. Mourinho basically gambled joining them and it's not looking good at the moment. Lord have mercy. There should be 3. Oh, Gundogan. It would have been a lovely goal. Laid back by Foden. Harry Kane now. Look at the work. Look again, though. Look at the work rate of City's players to get back. He's got loads of players on him. Nice ball into the box. Left-hand side. And Dembele blocked. And it ends up with Ederson. Work rate again from City to get back. Well, City have got Everton on Wednesday and then they've got Arsenal on Sunday. They win those 2 and it's over, isn't it? I mean, it's over anyway, but I think we'd just like to see a bit of a title race. But this run of games for Man City, Liverpool, Spurs, Everton, Arsenal, you needed really for them to come out of that with 6 points. Well, they've already got the 6 and they've arguably got the 2 easier games to come. Although Everton are above Spurs. Should Kane leave Spurs for some trophies, says Arm Square? I don't think Harry Kane can leave Spurs for trophies because he's under a big contract and he's got... his value is huge, isn't it? Here's Lamella again. Won't take long to give it away. Got to find a pass here. Where's the runners? Where's the runners? It's going to have to go backwards. Fucking hell. Got to go forwards. The goal's that way. Bloody hell. I'm not even a Spurs fan. What's that about? 3 backwards passes in a row. You was running... 5 seconds ago, you were running on a 4v4. Fucking hell. What a joke. Bloody hell. That is a joke, isn't it? No wonder they're bloody struggling. Refusing. Oh, that's awful. That's absolutely awful, that is. Back with the goalkeeper now. They're clueless. Absolutely clueless. How many times have they turned round and played a backwards pass? Apparently Spurs have had three attempts on goal. Fucking hell, I must have missed those. I can remember one from a free kick. Oh no, they had that other one chance, didn't they? Hi Mark, found your channel after DT rant vid in the a few months ago. Big fan of yours, despite being a City fan. Love from SoCal. Thank you very much for the super chat there. And they really miss Eriksen. Kane and Son not enough, says Monaghan. And if Pep came to United, I think he would have taken you to the old days when you're winning all the time. Good he didn't come. I think he would have needed the money to do it, Zane. Sterling, good tackle. Fucking hell. I tell you what, they're just giving up possession time and time again here, Spurs. Half an hour to go. Well, it's not over yet, but I think if Spurs don't do something ridiculously positive, which they haven't done for an hour, then it is going to end very much easily for City. And the funny thing is with City is that I don't think they've got out of third gear. I really don't. I think they're playing to win, of course, but I don't think that they're having to work hard. And I think this Spurs side just lacks total confidence in itself. You know, they're already 2-0 up. And, you know, percentage-wise, I'd say there's probably an 80% chance that the third goal will go to City. Another super chat coming in from Zane. If Pep came to United, I think he would have taken you... Oh, yeah, I've done that one. Imagine being a Spurs fan and watching this football week in, week out. It's depressing, says Sher. I'll tell you what, I was quite encouraged by the team when it came out, but nah, it's done sod all. Can Jose ever win the Premier League again? No, Monaghan. I think this season there was a time where I thought, I think I even said it in the autumn that, you know, I think Spurs might have a chance, but that was, like I say, that was when they were dropping points from winning positions, and I thought, you know, if they can sort that out, and the league was sort of wide open. So Dele Alli's coming on. If that's not for Lamela, it's not. It's for Ndembele. Fucking joke. How can you keep Lamela on the pitch? And this is the frustrating thing when Mourinho's your manager. These sort of decisions just frustrate the life out of you. I wouldn't give Lamela a 4 out of 10 at the moment. Thanks for the super chat, Byron Hartley. So Dele Alli's on now. With Lamela, I don't think that's going to make anything any better, really. I'd like to see Dele Alli putting in a good performance, to be honest. Come on, move the ball quicker, Lamela. Kane's going to lose this. He's done quite well. Tanganga. Try and win a corner, mate. He gives a foul up. Who would you take now, Haaland or Kane, says Dano Jr.? I'd take Haaland for the simple reason I think it's very close between the two, and Harry Kane is probably the better player at the moment, but I think Haaland's so young, he's going to get better. And also, the thing about Harry Kane that worries me is his fitness. I think he does tend to pick up injuries that put him out for 2 or 3 months, so that's what would worry me about Harry Kane. Please subscribe, by the way. We're 100 away from 322,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Yellow card here for Lamela, who has been shite. I think we've established that. Who do you think could win between Bayern and City? I think a lot of people will say Bayern, and Callum says it'll be a great game. I think a lot of people will say Bayern, but to be honest with you, I don't agree. I don't think... I watched Bayern play PSG in the Champions League final last year, and it wasn't as dominant a performance that I expected. I thought PSG got quite close to them, so I think City could get something out of that. It's like watching paint dry when Spurs get the ball, says Byron. What a goal by Gundogan. He literally has just sat down Davinson Sanchez. 3-0. Lovely goal. But Ederson with the assist. And it's officially shit. Unbelievable. I cannot believe how bad this Spurs defence is. They are proper shit. It's a long ball over the top. And now I understand why Davinson Sanchez doesn't get picked much. I mean, he's up against Gundogan. He's not the quickest guy in the world. Davinson Sanchez in a foot race against Gundogan. Gets knocked off the ball, put on his arse. Oh my God. That Harry Maguire, all is forgiven. I mean, that is just... just imagine if Harry Maguire did that. I would absolutely... He's tried to head it on the floor like Phil Jones. It's like a comedy of errors. It's the worst bit of defending I've ever seen. He tries to head it while he's on the floor as well. He goes like that. Oh my God. That is one of the worst bits of defending I've ever seen in my life. Gundogan beats him for pace and then puts him on his arse and he tries to head it whilst going to the ground. What a complete and utter prat. I now understand why Jose doesn't pick Davinson Sanchez. I was always a bit confused why Davinson Sanchez doesn't get picked for Spurs. And now I understand. He's crap. They are so bad defensively. 3-0. Embarrassing. And they've not really had a shot on goal either. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jose out. He's got to go. This is awful. Gundogan for Golden Boot mark. Well, he's looking at... he's the new Bruno, isn't he? He's the new Bruno. Domination from Manchester City without getting out of fourth gear as well. Look at this from Bernardo Silva. And the heads will drop for Spurs now, and you just wonder what Man City might do to them now. Could get very embarrassing. Gundogan's gone down. They ain't got out of first gear, says insert name here. Stephen B says it's the mystery of the season. How the hell did they hit us for 6? Because I think Man United went down to 10. Well, let's not forget how many. The first 2 goals for Spurs were really. Oh, Gundogan's gone off injured here. He's holding his groin. Ferran Torres comes on. Sorry I can't interact, guys. It's still not working for some reason. Chat to you all on the United Stand at 8. Enjoy the rest of the watch along. Says Flex47. Yeah, Gundogan's just gone off. But I just yeah, the way the Spurs 6-1 win against United. First 2 goals, Harry Maguire. We went 1-0 up, didn't we? Harry Maguire, Pratt pushed Luke Shaw out the way. They scored. I think the second goal was stupidly trying to pass it out from the back. Obviously, then the red card. The heads dropped as well. So it can happen. It can happen. I mean, look, Spurs, Southampton don't. You know, Southampton are not a team that gets beat 9-0, are they either? So you've got to. You know, those results can happen. But also, Man United weren't particularly match fit at the time as well. But big question marks over Jose. And it's City looking for 4 here with Sterling. They may as well have not travelled. Realistically, may as well have not travelled. They've been embarrassed. How long do we think Gundogan will be out for? Well, Gareth Bale's going to come on. He might miss the Everton game, but you know. Oh my God, Harry Kane's just passed it to Foden. I'm surprised Lloris saved that. I'd have been worried. Pavan says, how is it Jose's fault? Well, you know what normally happens, Pavan, is that a team is managed by a manager who picks the team and sets the tactics. This is 100% Jose's fault because Lamella's still on the pitch. Shouldn't have started him in the first place. Definitely should have took him off at half time. You've created absolutely nothing. I wouldn't even count your chances on goal as proper shots. They're shit. You've created nothing. They've been cowardly in the final third, even though they've had opportunities to make things happen in the final third. They've played so many backwards and sideways passes. It's just a cowardly performance from Spurs. And the worst thing is, I don't think City have got out of second gear. I really don't think they have. I think they've played their system. They've worked and worked and worked. But this is a shocking Spurs display. Absolutely terrible. Embarrassing, in fact. So, of course, it's down to Jose. He picks the team. And, you know, he takes Lamella off on the 70th minute. Should have took him off on the 7th minute. He's wank. Hi, Goldbridge. Where do you think Chelsea will end? Says Eddie. I think that Chelsea will finish top 4. I said 4th. They may get better than that. It's opened up for them very, very quickly, hasn't it? Because, to be fair, since Tuchel's came in, obviously Chelsea have started winning. But also, not only that, a lot of teams have started losing, haven't they? I mean, look at that. You've got Eric Dyer and Davinson Sanchez. It's a long ball forward, and they're scared of Jesus. They let it bounce. Again, how is it Jose's fault? He's got Eric Dyer playing at centre-back. He's crap. He's a crap centre-back. The trouble is, though, we had this at Man United. I like Jose Mourinho. I think he's box office to listen to, but he's done. He's done out here as a coach. But there still exists, even in the United fan base, there still exists people who think Jose Mourinho was badly treated by United and was a good coach. There are still these Mourinhoistas out there who think he's bloody God, and he's not. His football is dead. Jurassic Park. He's not evolved. And I saw the team tonight and I thought, oh, maybe he's realised he's got to evolve if he's going to keep his job. It was a con job. Someone said it in the live comments. You know, he used to pick a team that looked attacking against for United, and it wasn't. And he picked a team today that looked attacking, but bloody wasn't. Fossil football, says Hamim. Pavan says he's limited by the way his players perform. Bollocks, Pavan. Can somebody get a camera on Jose? Because I think it's Pavan. I bet Jose Mourinho sat there with a phone right now, typing away. He's in the live comments. Look, it's not. Tell you what, it's not my problem. Thankfully, it's not my problem. It's Spurs fans' problem. So, you know, you can crack on. But I'm telling you now, he's done out here. He's done. The only reason they'll keep him in a job anyway, but wouldn't surprise me. Europa League is the Poundland Champions League. You might do well in that. You're playing Spurs. You're playing City in the Carabao Cup in April. You may as well give them the trophy now. I don't see how. I mean, anything can happen on the day, but bloody hell. Love your streams, Mark, says Paul. Greetings from Kenya. Cheers, pal. Thanks for the super chat. Please subscribe if you haven't. Bottom right-hand corner, everyone. We're close to 322. And Edison boots it clear. Oh, my God. I thought it was just a random kick. He's actually found Jesus and they're on the attack. I don't know whether that was luck or not, but I've had a super chat here from Ashley Crane Music. Don't know what's more annoying as a United fan, City are running away with the league or relying on a crap defence to put us in a title race. And Shane says, Jose's only good if he gets money and a good team and then he can walk it. I think he could have all the money in the world and he wouldn't walk this league. Alfie says, watch all the time as a big United fan, inspiration to me and keeps me happy. Just wanted to say thanks and keep it up. There is an 8 o'clock show tonight on the United Stand. Looking forward to that. I'm going to pour myself a glass of wine in a bit and chill out for the 8 o'clock show. Jurassic Park the bus says, I'm going to nick that, Nicholas, because I'm not really nicking it because it's my line, isn't it, Jurassic Park? I don't. You know what though? Just on that, I think you could give Mourinho all the money in the world, and he would not. He would not turn this around. I don't think. I don't think even money can turn this around now. Eric Dyer. He's crap as well. I can't wait to do my match reaction. I'm not even a Spurs fan, and I feel like I'm going to do a rant on the match reaction. He's crap. He's rubbish. How can anybody defend Mourinho when he keeps putting that prat at the back? Eric Dyer. I mean, I thought he was an okay CDM. I think he's a trash centre-back. I think Lamella's absolutely useless. And I think it's an embarrassment the way you've played football tonight. Embarrassment. No wonder you're losing to teams like Brighton. And, you know, Brighton are a well-coached side, but it's not a surprise that Spurs are dropping points. What's happened to these North London clubs? Banterville. I mean, you must walk... when you enter North London, is there some sort of laughing gas that makes you shit at football? Because they're crap. Awful. Well, Yasir says, what is Jose supposed to do? They simply cannot defend. Their only creative player is Kane. He took over a declining Spurs side. Mate, he's had... since he's been brought into that club, he's had quite a bit of money. He's brought in Doherty on the bench. Højbjerg, he picks him. He's had Bergwijn on the bench. You know, these players... all right, they weren't super expensive, but it's still money been spent. Reguilon, okay, he's injured. Gareth Bale, expensive mistake. Vinicius on loan, doesn't use him. I think he's inherited a better team, and I think he's made it worse. So, you're telling me... all right, I know at the end it would Pochettino would run out, but... Son's gone down injured here. I hope it's not bad. I don't know how bad this foul is. Oh, there's not much in that from Cancelo. It's definitely not a red, I don't think. Let's have a look. No. It's gone for, I don't think that's even a yellow card on Son, really. What? Yeah, I don't think it is. Mark Donny is struggling at United because we don't have creative wingers that can find him. Only players that are thinking of scoring, says Jacob is red. And one down to go to Spurs lose tonight and United lose and Arsenal win, to say Miasi. Riyad Mahrez is coming on for Manchester City. I don't watch The Masked Singer, Denzel. I know Gabriel was in it. Not the Arsenal defender. It's the only good performance he could probably do. But the one like that. Look at my hopes, look at my dreams. I'm building rivers at the seams. Now I'm ready, rise again. Don't forget Jedson Fernandez. Yeah, well, what's happened with him, Elvin? I mean, he's been backed. He has been backed. It's pub football. It's the Portuguese Big Sam. I think Spurs will struggle to finish in the top 10, yeah. I do. There is an 8 o'clock show on the United stand, yes. I've just got to set it up after this, so it's normally set up by now. Orba says, chatting about Gabriel when United employ Maguire. Chatting about United when we're in the second and you've got double figures next to your name. Bale. 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 Oh, good run by Bale. Good save by Edison. Oh, I wish he'd scored that. You wonder why a player like Gareth Bale isn't turning it on, don't you? He's a fantastic player. He really is a good player. I just don't get it. I do not get it. Look at this by Bale. First shot. It goes past 4 players here. That is skill. That is skill to do that. It reminds me of me in my prime. Look at that. Very similar. All on his left foot as well. That would have been a goal. That's a goal. Cross comes in. Dele Alli. Well, he wanted a pen. Davies puts it over the bar. And he's not going to get a penalty for that. Nah, you're not going to get a penalty for that. Cancelo again. Sorry, Delhi. That's never going to be a penalty. LFC 1892 says, now they're playing football when they're losing. What idiots. I forgot about that. I forgot Liverpool fans will be as frustrated as United fans about Man City winning. Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? But having said that, Man City probably have took the foot off the pedal. That's probably what's happened. Mate, everyone laughing about me in my prime. It's a good job Amazon Prime didn't exist when I was in my prime, because I'd be sponsored by Amazon Prime. But they're right. You know, Spurs are are attacking more now. I think they will get beat 4-0 though. Goal 4 coming in very quick. Got goal 4 on 4-0's on the download here. I was very good at football. I could have been a contender, Ma. I still am good. I keep saying, get me in a five-a-side tournament. Get me in a Masters five-a-side tournament. I'll do it. I've got to play, what do they call it now? Not old codgers. There's a name for it when you play over 35s football. Veterans, that's it. Get me in a Veterans League. I'll own it. Eyes that look like ice. Cold electric blue, no diamond lights. I need Sterling to score for my fantasy team, says Muhammad Ali. Here's Harry Kane. How many games in a row have City won now? I mean, they've won their last 5 in a row at home, but I don't know. I think they've won a lot of games in a row at the moment recently. Mamba says, why would Mourinho throw Dele Alli into a big game when he's got no football? And Mark, all you do is dive in Blood Brothers games, says Ashton Wilton. I seem to remember we won that game with me as the midfield maestro. And they quit before half time. And they were all about half my age. I tell you what, when lockdown's over, I'm going to get a bit of five-a-side football on the go. And I tell you what, you'll see my skills. The trouble is, when I started playing for United Stand FC, we played a few games. And I was targeted. Like, I always get targeted. Like, somebody made me throw the ball at someone's head. Somebody bloody was kicking me off the ball. There's me minding my own business. And this lad comes and kicks me from behind and takes me down. Got sent off, didn't he? We lost, though. 11 against 10. I was targeted. I had a bloody... I may as well have had a bullseye on my back. I'm a petulant footballer. I grew up off Sir Alex and Roy Keane. Got a very big gob on a football pitch. Foden with a lovely ball into Sterling on the right-hand side. Time for 4. 3-0. 3-0. Mark, this will result into the wounds for Spurs, but with Aguero leaving at the end of the season, they will go for Harry Kane. That or Haaland thought, says Andrew C. I mean, Man City are probably one of the few teams that could afford Harry Kane because he would not go to Chelsea, obviously because of the London rivalry. Man United would not be able to afford Harry Kane. Manchester City could afford him. They'll need 150 million to do it. I do think Erling Haaland's available for 66 million next summer, not this summer. 66 million, his release clause kicks in summer 2022. But I still think that Dortmund, if they were offered 100, might take it because they know in a year's time they're going to lose him for 66. So it's a £40 million drop-off, isn't it? Especially if they didn't get Champions League football. 16 wins in a row in all competitions for City, says LFC 1892. I don't think City would buy Lewandowski. He's probably a little bit old now. But then again, You know, Cavani's done quite well in his mid-30s. And I don't think Lewandowski's that age yet, is he? Could City be the new Invincibles? No, because they've lost already this season, Arish. You know what I would say? Somebody just said there, name one player that City can't buy. Remember, Man City's transfer record is it 60 million? They've never spent more than 60 million. So for all the money City have spent, they tend to spend a lot of money on 50, 60 million pound players. They don't go above 60 million. So, and I don't know whether that's a conscious effort by them to, you know, I don't know whether it's a clever thing that City do. We will spend loads of money, but we'll never make it look like we spend loads of money because we'll just buy. If we buy 15 players for 50 million, although we've spent over half a billion, no one will say we broke the transfer record. Was Mahrez 70 million? Well, there you go then. Well, there's inflation, isn't there? What I'm saying is they've never gone near 100, have they, or even 90. Your reaction if United signed Dyer as centre back and CDM cover, says Salah Ahmed. You've not seen me angry yet, have you? People think they've seen me angry when I'm going like that. Eric Dyer will turn into the Incredible Hulk. This desk, this shit's going everywhere. Calm down. It's only a football. It's only football. Piss off. What pro player do you think most resembles your style of play when you're in your prime? Says Sam Axelson. Probably. What a ball this is by Edison. Davinson. I mean, you know, the great thing about this goal that Gundogan scores is not only does Davinson Sanchez lose a foot race with Gundogan, get sat on his arse and try to head it on his way down, he's also positional sense is shit for the ball from Edison. It's just one of the worst bits of defending you'll ever see from Davinson Sanchez there. I think they just invest wisely, says Forever United. Well, they've got the money to do it as well, haven't they? What do you think about the future of Tony at United, says Paul Sweeney? I'm worried about it in the sense that, Martial was always a first-team player. Is he a first-team player now? And is that progress? No, it's not. Here's Foden. Sterling. Oh, Lloris decides to make a save now. Gareth Bale on the break. He hasn't got the pace anymore, has he? Villa are playing at 8 o'clock, Sam, aren't they? And they're playing Brighton. I hope Villa win. I like Brighton, but I hope Villa win. Villa are sort of my second team this season, if there is such a thing. Thoughts on Gundogan for Player of the Season, says Mike. No, not for me, not at the moment. I think if his injury's not bad, he probably will win February Player of the Month like he won January, and that makes him a competitor with Bruno. But I do think that Bruno is the Player of the Year. The best player in the league at the moment is Gundogan. I agree with that, but I think Player of the Year is Bruno still, in my humble opinion. We are 70 subscribers away from 322,000, so please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. See if we can hit it before full time. We're into the 90th minute, and there will be. I can't see. You've not put the number on, you prat. He's just hold the board up, and the number wasn't there. 3 minutes, idiot. Am I hungry? Yes. I'm bloody starving, but I've still got work to do. Big letdown by Spurs. Next watch along, Alex, is probably going to be Tuesday nights. Unless I do Monday night, I could do Chelsea Newcastle. But Tuesday night, Champions League. I might do Chelsea Newcastle on Monday night. I'll see. Because I've quite enjoyed watching Chelsea recently. Oh, that's a foul. That's a foul. Ben Davies takes a yellow card. I did have a fantasy team, but I lost it, Balumko. Anyway, I just want to say thank you everyone for tuning in. I am going to be live at 8 o'clock on the United stand, which is 40 minutes away. I need to set that up actually. And I will be performing. No, I'm going to do a match reaction for this game, a very quick one at full time as well. But a very comfortable win for Manchester City. I mean, look, I thought first half Spurs looked okay. Second half, very, very poor. Goalkeepers let him down. But I think the same thing I'd have to say again is that they are not performing very well, Spurs, and they are where they deserve to be. Manchester City, I think unless we get two stunning performances from Arsenal and Everton, they're going to find it very easy to win this league. I can't do Arsenal Leeds tomorrow, Thamer, because it kicks off at 4:30, and I do United West Brom, which won't finish till just before 4, and then I've got to do my match reaction and stuff, so I just won't be able to do it. So it won't work. I will watch it, but I won't be able to do it. It's too close to the United game. It's like Man City Arsenal next week. I can't do it because it's just before Man United kick off at 7. So Mahrez, oh my life, Mahrez, still Mahrez. Davinson Sanchez decides to make a tackle. Only 92 minutes late, mate. What are you going to do now? Career mode's over. It's not over, Tusho. I've got one more season to do. And then we've got loads of ideas of what we're going to do next. Anyway, so subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Ref's going to blow this up in a minute. And that's it. It finishes 3-0 to Man City. They move closer to another Premier League title. Who's going to stop them? I don't know. But I will do a quick match reaction now. I'll be live on the United Stand at 8 o'clock. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Bit of a disappointing result, but probably a very predictable result. I predicted 3-1 to Spurs. They didn't even get a fucking goal. Thanks for watching.